watching Just the News, I'm Amata Balachandra. Our top headlines for today are the fact that the Election Commission has now made an announcement that the schedule for assembly elections in Goa, Punjab, Manipur, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh will take place between February and March, while UP will go to polls in 7 phases from February 10th to March 7th. Punjab, Uttarakhand and Goa will vote in a single phase on February 14th. Now, Manipur will vote in 2 phases on February 27th and March 3rd. Counting of votes will be held on March 10th. The Election Commission, however, had some restrictions. It said that no road shows, padayatras, cycle or bike rallies and processions shall be allowed till 15th of January in view of COVID situation. The situation will be reviewed and fresh instructions will be issued later, it said. And this is important because the number of COVID cases, fresh COVID cases are increasing every day. India has reported nearly 1.42 lakh new COVID cases and 285 deaths in the last 24 hours. Daily positivity rate has also increased to 9.28%. Over 40,895 patients have recovered, however, from the infection. Mumbai and Delhi continue to report high number of cases. Mumbai has reported 20,318 fresh COVID cases. It's been consistent over the last 3 days, and Delhi has reported 20,181 COVID cases in the last 24 hours. India's Omicron tally has now reached 3,071, marginal increase from what it was reported yesterday. News that's just come in, Maharashtra has released guidelines and imposed further restrictions. There will be night curfew from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. starting the 10th of January until further orders. There will be no movement of people encouraged in group of 5 or more than 5 from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. Maximum of 50 people will be allowed at weddings and maximum of 20 people allowed at funerals. Schools and colleges are going to remain shut till the 15th of February 2022. Swimming pools, gyms, spas, wellness centers and beauty salons will remain closed. However, there are restrictions for hair cutting salons. The guideline says 50% capacity and it will be closed from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. every day. Malls, market complexes, restaurants and cinema halls will have 50% capacity. Information about capacity and present number of visitors will have to be displayed on a board outside. Only fully vaccinated individuals will be allowed, and these places will be shut from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. every day. As far as public transport is concerned, it will be allowed only for fully vaccinated people and according to regular timings. As far as travel is concerned, international travel is as per Government of India guidelines. Domestic travels as per double vaccination or mandatory RT-PCR report, which will have to be obtained within 72 hours. These guidelines, like I said, will come into effect from the 10th of January 2022 until further orders. Meanwhile, the centre has said that there is no need for new registration for taking the 3rd precautionary dose. Beneficiaries can directly take an appointment or walk into any vaccination centre and get their 3rd shot. Online appointment facility, it said, would start by this evening. Vaccination with on-site appointment starts, however, on January 10th. Only frontline and healthcare workers and people above the age of 60 with comorbidities are now eligible for the booster dose. West Bengal government, interestingly, has relaxed its COVID curbs in the state, allowing salons and beauty parlors to operate with 50% capacity till 10 p.m. An official order to this effect said that the owners should ensure that the staff and customers are fully vaccinated and that they follow all health protocols. There was no clarification, however, on when this order will be applicable. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization today has called for stringent implementation of public health and social measures as COVID-19 cases have surged in most countries in the Southeast Asian region, with some nations witnessing an exponential rise. According to Regional Director, WHO Southeast Asia region, this is what the WHO said, and I quote, All preventive and protective measures must be implemented with full earnestness by one and all. Authorities must implement situation-specific measures to arrest the further spread of the virus. Moving away now from COVID news stories, the Centre has now announced that the FCRA, or Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, license for Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity, has been restored as of today, which will be valid till 2026. This means that the charity will be able to receive and use funds from foreign contributions. Earlier, it had said that the renewal of this charity's FCRA registration was refused after it had received some court adverse inputs. An update now in the Bulli Bai app case. This is a report by the Hindustan Times that is quoted. Police said that Bulli Bai app mastermind and 21-year-old engineering student Niraj Bishnoi said he has hacked websites of schools and universities in India and Pakistan, and that he's been doing this since the age of 15. Niraj was arrested on charges of developing Bulli Bai app, which put up photos of Muslim women for auctioning. His father had said that he would always be glued to his computer and that the family members had no idea what he was up to. Earlier, 3 other arrests had taken place. 18-year-old Shweta Singh, 21-year-old engineering student Vishal Kumar Jha, and 21-year-old Mayank Rawal have also been arrested. In some politics now, BJP's Sarabjit Kaur was elected as the mayor of Chandigarh after defeating AAP's Anju Katyal by just 1 vote. Of the 36 votes in total, 28 were polled as 7 Congress councillors, and the only SAD councillor abstained. Kaur got 14 votes. Katyal received, however, 13 votes. News now from across the world. According to an ANI report, the Taliban's Ministry of Promotion of Virtue and Prevention of Vice has pasted posters around Afghanistan's Kabul, ordering women to cover their heads. Now, ANI has quoted from a video posted by Euronews, and a poster reads, and I quote, "According to Sharia law, Muslim women must wear the hijab," end quote. According to ANI, a ministry spokesperson also said that this is, and I quote, "just encouragement for Muslim women to follow Sharia law." Many updates in the Kazakhstan story. Authorities in Kazakhstan on Saturday detained the former head of the National Security Committee, Karim Masimov, on suspicion of treason amid violent anti-government protests. An Al Jazeera report has said that Masimov, who was fired this week, was detained along with several other officials. The situation is also really grim as the president has now ordered shoot-to-kill orders against protesters. People have been protesting against the rise in fuel prices across the country. Meantime, according to the BBC, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has questioned Kazakhstan's decision to seek Russian military aid to deal with the unrest. Moving on, the Associated Press has reported that South Korea dismissed North Korea's claims of launching a hypersonic missile on Wednesday as an exaggeration. A South Korean military official said that the missile test did not demonstrate the range and maneuverability as claimed in North Korean state media reports. South Korea, however, added that it was a normal ballistic missile which could be intercepted. And some science and technology news right now. The Associated Press, which is quoted state media, has said that China will complete 2 modules of its under-construction space station and over 40 launches in 2022. The publication said this while citing the China Aerospace Science and Technology Cooperation. According to this cooperation, launches include 2 crewed missions and 2 cargo spacecraft. And some sports news right now, an update on the Novak Djokovic case. According to the BBC, Novak Djokovic's lawyers have said in court documents that the tennis star had a vaccine exemption to enter Australia after a COVID infection on the 16th of December. He was denied entry, if you remember earlier, to Australia after landing in Melbourne this week to play in the Australian Open. The world's top-ranked tennis player is currently in an immigration detention center ahead of a court case that's scheduled on Monday. Meanwhile, he took to Instagram to thank his fans amid threat of deportation from Australia. And one piece of good news before we wrap up this bulletin for the weekend. Actress Hoyeon, Jung, who starred in Squid Game, has featured on the cover of Vogue magazine's February issue. Now, she's the first East Asian woman who has featured solo in the cover of the magazine in its 130-year history. In an interview with Vogue in the US, she said, and I quote, "My life has been changed in a month since Squid Game was released." End quote. That brings us to the end of this bulletin. We wish you a very happy weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.